All right, here's part 2 to your video. If you haven't viewed part 1, please make sure you do so before viewing this one to avoid confusion. What does your conclusion include? A conclusion does more than just restate the thesis. That's probably what you were taught early on. But more so, and this is how we're getting ourselves prepared to earn sophistication points on any rubric, a good conclusion makes some universal implications of the thoughts included in your columnist column. I said that really strangely. What are the universal implications of the thoughts included in your columns? That's a tongue twister. Basically, what is the suggestion? What is the universal suggestion? And when I say universal, I don't necessarily mean like the whole world, but I mean bigger than the columnist himself. Okay, so bigger than Ben Shapiro himself. Your essay, this is just logistical things, should be 750 to 1,000 words in length, be written in NLA format, and include a clear line of reasoning of your own. And that's really important when you're considering paragraphs. Like I've said previously, your paragraphs could be 2 sentences long and another could be 10 sentences long, right? Totally acceptable. Since we have time, and this isn't a timed write, let's avoid using words like states and uses throughout. And then all of your sources must be cited parenthetically and on a separate works cited page. I know you're going to have at least 3 because you have 3 columns that you're dealing with, and you're probably going to surpass 3 because you're doing background information that's probably not readily available to you just from those columns themselves. There's the columnists. And here is your rubric, right? In order to be successful, I only look at the 4s. Excellent. Your thesis needs to include a succinct indication of the columnist's intended purpose. Succinct is like within 1 sentence. Choose your words wisely so that it doesn't surpass 1 sentence. And when I was looking at those I dissent essays, a lot of you had really good thesis statements, but they were the ideas of the thesis statement were broken up into 3 or 4 sentences. Let's be succinct. Let's be very aware of word choice. The specific intended purpose of each column of study is included and has clear relevance to the overarching intended purpose. So I'm able to see how you got there. Okay. Your evidence and commentary, also your line of reasoning, uniformly provides specific evidence that's directly quoted to support all of your claims in a line of reasoning. That's just your organization. Your commentary, that's the analysis part. This is kind of like all of the essays combined, right? Because we're synthesizing sources, we're creating an argument of our own, but we're also analyzing somebody else's argument. So this is like practice with rhetorical analysis, argument, synthesis. From what I understand on the AP exam, which is going to be super strange this year, you're only going to have to write 1 essay, okay? My bet is on the rhetorical analysis, because remember, we refer to that as the beast from the beginning. Even though we're focusing on argument here, we're still focusing on rhetorical analysis. They're really, if we were to draw a graphic organizer, they're really interconnected, okay? So your commentary consistently explains how the specific evidence supports a line of reasoning, so that's your claim essentially, by focusing on specific details to build an argument. Multiple subclaims with relevant evidence are included to support the thesis. I apologize, my phone keeps going off. Okay, sophistication. You, the student, consistently articulate the implications, which means you ask, what does this mean? Or limitations, where does this end, of the argument by situating the argument within a broader context, i.e. the topic the columnist typically covers. So, like the topic, if we were to just choose 1 or 2 words that were included under topic for Ben Shapiro, we might say media, right? What is the topic of his 3 columns? Media. The intended purpose now is an exact statement. So what does this mean for media as a whole? And also, where does this end? Like, are there any specific media outlets that are exempt from his claims? You need to write in a consistently vivid and persuasive manner, which clearly employs 1 or more rhetorical strategies of your own. Shout out to Luke Murphy. He did a fantastic job with this in I Dissent. He had a very clear development of a tone. And he did that with rhetorical strategies like rhetorical questions, parentheses. He did that dogs make better drivers than cats. And he would put often, I'm trying to remember a specific example, but it's eluding me right now. He would put in parentheses something like, who even likes cats? right? Clearly developing his tone via specific rhetorical strategies of her own. Peyton Fishburne, she did another really good job with this. She was using, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm struggling to remember the exact examples, but she did a really good job using verbs that were like puns for the topic she